So let's talk about starting to strengthen your pelvic floor. It's, as I said before, really important that you pick the position that is comfortable for you. So for those of you that have more weakness in your pelvic floor, you start off in the lying position I showed you in the other video, and then gradually the positions are sitting and then standing, and then being able to stand and do things at the same time. But for today's exercises, I would encourage you to either be lying or to be sitting. The pelvic floor is really important as we've gone through, and some women have more awareness in the pelvic floor depending on its sensitivity, and other women have less. So if you're not sure, once we've gone through this, if you're activating, if you're contracting your pelvic floor, I've talked about seeing a women's health physio, which is really important. But you can also, if you feel comfortable, just if this is your vagina, just gently pop 2 fingers inside the vagina and feel yourself doing a contraction. If you have a partner, they may be able to do this for you as well. It's something that I encourage all women to get really comfortable with in your own time and your own way. The more we're familiar with our body, the more that we can help ourselves and have a much better connection with ourselves. So let's think about that pelvic floor contraction. We're not going to do it yet. I'm just going to talk about how we're going to, and then we're going to link it with breathing, because we just talked about how important breathing is. So when we tighten our pelvic floor, we're looking at a contraction from our back passage through the vagina up through our urethra where we go for a wee. And the idea is we're thinking about lifting up internally. So we can imagine that we're trying to stop ourselves doing a poo, that our vagina lifts up inside, and that we're also trying to stop ourselves going for a wee. So let's go through that again. Just imagine you're very gently trying to stop yourself doing a poo. Around the vagina. I love this as an idea. It sounds really silly, so you're probably going to have a giggle in a sec. Imagine your vagina is trying to lift up a blueberry. I know it sounds very crazy, but I love that analogy and it really works. So we're going to try and stop ourselves doing a poo. Then the vagina tries to imagine it's lifting up a blueberry. And then we're also going to imagine that we're trying to stop ourselves going for a wee. Okay, I'll just talk that through again. We're going to imagine that we're trying to stop ourselves doing a poo. Our vagina is going to lift up internally as if it's picking up that blueberry. And then we're also going to try and stop ourselves going for a wee. Now, if we couple that with breathing, we talked about how the pelvic floor descends down as we breathe in and gently lifts up as we breathe out. So the very first pelvic floor exercise, so the very first training exercise, is done simply with a breath, with no hold at all. It's about getting you used to feeling that engagement of the pelvic floor. So hopefully you have practiced some of the breathing if you have been finding that difficult, so that we're going to be using that 360 breathing. So staying nice and relaxed, lying on your mat or in sitting, I would like you to take a gentle breath in. As you breathe out, start to tighten from the back, through the vagina, up to the front, around your urethra. And then as you breathe in, allow that pelvic floor to relax. We're going to go again. So imagine you're trying to stop yourself doing a poo. You're going to lift that blueberry up inside your vagina. You're going to try and stop yourself going for a wee. And then you're going to relax as you breathe in. Breathing out, gently lifting from back to front. And then breathing in. Allow it to relax. Breathing out gently from back through the vagina, through the urethra as if you're stopping yourself going for a wee. Breathing in. And just carry on engaging the pelvic floor as you breathe out, allowing it to relax as you breathe in. This is an invisible exercise. So as you're doing this, I want you to just be aware that your stomach does not play a part in this. Your outer stomach muscles stay really relaxed. Your bottom muscles, so your powerful glute muscles, stay really relaxed. Your inner thighs stay relaxed. Our pelvis does not rock forwards and backwards. It is an internal exercise. Everything happens deep within the body. Nothing on the outside is moving. So just breathing in, relaxing the pelvic floor, breathing out, gently activating it. Now at this stage, if you are struggling to have any sensation, this is actually a time where you could just check internally through your vagina if you feel that you're engaging. Please do not sit on the toilet and see if you can stop and start your wee. That was a very old thing that was taught and has led to people getting bladder infections. So please never be tempted to try that. And if you really are not sure at all, this is when you go and see a women's health physiotherapist who specialises in internal examinations, and they will gently and respectfully have an examination, and through lots of different ways they will check the health of your pelvic floor, and you may need some more specific rehabilitation. So just keep going. And then I want you to stop. So from here, I want you to continue to practice that till you feel comfortable enough that you can switch the pelvic floor on and you can allow the pelvic floor to relax. You should practice that 3 times a day, maybe 10 times at a go. And that is kind of that introduction to your pelvic floor. When you feel comfortable with that, you can then come on to the next section of the exercises that challenge you a little bit further.